Hello everybody, and welcome back to Cask and Point. Today we're trying something that many people are already placing as their whiskey of the year. This is Calumet 18. So Calumet 18 is sourced from Barton. Barton obviously produces some incredible whiskey, most notably and most commonly the 1792 series, but they also obviously have the Calumet, the 8, the 12, the 14, the 15, the 16, and they also do a lot of sourcing with NDPs, and so you'll see this shelf has actually quite a bit of Barton on it. And I've been a big fan of Barton. I think this older Barton can get to some really incredible whiskey. The Lucky 7 Proprietor Series was just absolutely delicious. And so I'm really excited to see what they actually put under the Calumet label, one of their top labels. When it comes to the Calumet 15 and 16, those are not particularly popular. I really don't care for them much. I think the 16 is okay. I think the 15 is just bad, but those are much lower proof. Those are a few years younger, so 18 years old, 118 proof. Let's find out. But I will note, this also has an MSRP of $500. That is not a cheap amount of money to pay for any bottle of whiskey, so I really hope this is really incredible here. To warm us up, we have a little bit of 1792 12 year. I thought that was a pretty close comparison here. It's going to be 6 years younger. It's going to be 20 proof lower, but I think it kind of gives people an idea as to what to expect out of this. It is also, again, I think 10 times cheaper, but just looking at the color difference here, I mean, I've always thought the 12 year looks surprisingly light for a 12 year whiskey, but this 18 year, I can't say it looks 18 years old. It's not super dark, but it's clearly much more rich. Let's take a sip of this 12 year and see what we think. There's a really nice oak presence on the 12 year. I continue to say this 12 year is my favorite of that lineup by far, including some of the more rare releases like the port finish. This is really nice here, really nice aged oak. There's some nuttiness on it. That Barton nuttiness is really unique to Barton. And it's not that kind of like Jim Beam peanut brittle that people don't really like that much. Like this is a really nice rich pecan that I really enjoy. And then, you have a caramel, you have your vanilla. Let's take a sip. It's good. It's a palate warmer. It's actually a bottle that I think is well worth its MSRP. And the fact that secondary on it is like $75 now, it's like basically the same thing. If that bottle is 75 bucks, I would buy it. Like that's just a good bottle. Unfortunately, I've actually never really seen it here in Connecticut, so I haven't stumbled upon it yet, but that's a great bottle of whiskey. I think that is one that's really, really worth it. People should really look into that one. But let's see how much better Calumet 18 really is at 6 extra years, whereas I think it's 21, 22 proof points. Let's see. Wow, just off the nose, a super rich oak presence here. On the nose, it's much hotter. As expected. Oh, that oak richness is really nice. It's not as much as that like pecan wood anymore. Like it's a more refined, deeper, richer oak to it. Has like a date note going on in it too. Like it's not a basic fruity flavor profile. Like this is much richer. Definitely a nice like molasses, vanilla, some brown sugar. And it's hot though, and it is primarily oaky. I'm digging and I'm finding some fruit and I'm finding some sweet notes, but this is like 70% of this is oak. And that's okay. Oak isn't a bad thing. Let's take a sip. Ooh, that's good. Oh, that's really good. Okay. I'm not convinced it's worth $500. That's really nice here. Very rich oaky flavor profile. It's really giving you an incredible balance as well. It's not overly oaked. It's not like Knob Creek 18 where it's kind of just really oaky and not much else going on. Like this has a nice, real, pleasant oak richness, but then it's bringing you in that vanilla, that brown sugar in there. That's really adding to that complexity. And there's a little bit of red fruit in here and dark fruit in here. It's not primarily fruity though. The fact that it's there is just adding to that complexity. I mean, this is winning points on a lot of different cylinders here. Like this is complex, it's unique. It's doing that complexity well. Like there's a nice depth to it. Okay, that's a nice pour of whiskey. Now, as I go back to it, it's getting spicier. So I'm getting more of those basic baking spices. I'm also getting like the cinnamon, the nutmeg, stuff like that. I tend to pair those together. When I get cinnamon, I tend to also get nutmeg. And this is more nutmeg though than cinnamon, but it's still definitely has both on it. The oak is still all over the place, and there's actually a little bit of citrus here as well as this keeps opening up. This is nice. Let's take another sip. Wow. Well, what doesn't the whiskey have? It has fruit. It has your sweetness. It has the vanilla. It has the molasses on it. There's a ton of oak on it. Oh wow. Okay, that has a lot of things going on. That's gonna be good. I don't know if it's worth $500. Like I don't think there's a huge wow factor in it, which is interesting. So I think it's unique in that it hits all these different notes at the same time in a way that like King of Kentucky hits all these different notes, and it hits them exceptionally well, and that's why it's so good. But King of Kentucky isn't a particularly unique pour. Like the notes you can get on all these other things, I think in that same way, like this is unique because it has all of those notes, but I think the notes themselves aren't unique. So it's not like I'm getting some crazy, like really deep sugarcane note on it, or I'm getting like some really funky, like blackberry jam that's just not really on that many things. Like I think this one here, it's a more classic flavor profile. It's just doing it exceptionally well. Like it is like a lighter King of Kentucky almost, with that kind of like classic Kentucky notes, the caramel, the fruit, the vanilla, the brown sugar, the oak, but it does have all of them really blended together well. Okay, that's gonna be on a lot of whiskey of the year lists. That's not even just top 10, that's top 5. I mean, I'm thinking about what I've had so far this year that compares to this, and that good old Jack 14 is pretty much the only thing I can think of right now. Let's take another sip. Okay. That's good. That's really good. That is really, really good. Okay, yeah, that to me, I'm gonna rate it an 8.5. I think it's lacking that like unique flavor profile or one thing that's jumping out on me. Like I don't think this does vanilla or brown sugar better than other things. I don't think this does oak better than other things. I don't think this does fruit better than other things. I think it just does a lot of those things at like that second tier. And that's what's making it really unique and interesting, because you're usually not getting that many different attributes to it. So it's doing so many things very solidly well, but it's not doing anything like absolutely stellar in a way that I think like the cherry note on George T. Stagg, like that one is just, that's different. Like you're just not getting that. So I think 8.5 is fair here. I think if this was $300, I'd be real happy with it. I think if it's $400, I'd understand it more. At $500, I cannot tell you guys that this is super worth it. I understand if people buy it, and I think if you can justify buying, look, it's a beautiful case. Like I'll show it again on your screen here. It's a gorgeous bottle of whiskey, and if you could justify like $100 or $200 for the case that looks super cool, and then the whiskey's actually $300 or $400, I think you'll be happier. $500 is a tough price to swallow. To my understanding, Costco's may have it closer to $400 or $425, and so if you can get it from there, that is definitely going to be a lot closer to worth it. But yeah, it's good. It's really good. It's just I would love to be more excited about it. But I think Jack Daniel's is $150 MSRP, and even if the secondary market on is $400 and around this, I mean, its MSRP is much cheaper. Jack Daniel's is giving to us cheaper, and some people are getting it for that kind of price. So, I don't know. Let me take this last sip here. It's just so good. It's so good. And I would drink that all the time if I could, and it's really delicious, and it has that aged Barton oak to it. And I started getting a little bit of that pecan towards the end that's really nice and pleasant, I think. That's a complex pour of whiskey. That has a lot of things going on. Is it worth $500? I'm going to say right now, I don't think so. I think if that pour keeps opening up, it could get even better, and maybe it'll get closer to $500. But look, if you have the money to spend, that is definitely a bottle to look into. And maybe if you could try before you buy it, but even if you can't, I think if you have the $500 to spend, if you have a good store that's maybe giving you a little bit of a discount, look into it. I think it's a solid pour whiskey. But anyways, that's it for the review. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.